Hi guys, it's me, Julia, and I'm just jumping on here really quick to do kind of a fail video, and it is for the Revlon Colorstay foundation. Okay, so let me just give you a little bit of a backgrounder here. I'm always searching for a new foundation. I find that makeup kind of separates on my face. Now, I have very dry skin, and I'm over the age of 35, so that has a lot to do with it. As we get older, our skin texture changes and everything kind of changes. So, for example, with me, hold on, let me just change my lights here. So for me, I've got, like my pores look a little bit bigger than they should. I've got redness, and the redness kind of changes the texture of my skin too. It's just not as smooth as it was. There's some uneven discolorations and stuff. And I've been looking for something that's a little bit of a heavier coverage, like more of a medium coverage, something that covers really well and doesn't wear away. And so that's why I was kind of on the lookout, because the downfalls of most of the foundations that I have are that they don't last all day and that they're on the light side. And I'm really looking for something that is just kind of like seamless and you can't see the makeup on your face. And what I find inevitably happens, whether I use moisturizer or, well, I always use moisturizer, but if I put a primer on or not, like you can see the makeup in the pores and you can kind of see it separating, and it kind of, if there's dryness, it can accentuate the dryness and stuff like that. So I'm just really trying to find something that's smooth and just beautiful. I am getting that for the most part with the Dream Smooth Mousse. It's just, we're always looking for something new. So I've heard nothing but good things about the Revlon Colorstay. About a year ago, I tried the Revlon Colorstay for dry skin, which is what I have. And both times I was 110 Ivory. I've said before I'm NC 15 in MAC, and this seems to be the best match for that, okay? So I tried the dry skin one and I hated it. It didn't blend very well. It was very drying. I found it clung to every dry patch that I had, and it was just awful. Then the KDAB did a video where she said to try the combination oily skin formula even if you have dry skin, because it's a little bit more emollient. So I went out and I purchased the combination oily skin. And this is what it looks like if you haven't seen it. I'm sure everybody has. I'm kind of the last on the bandwagon here. So, and she was right. This is much creamier, and just, the dry skin formula I found was kind of chalky and just dried really funny on my skin. This does not do that, okay? So that's one good thing that I will say, that if you do have dry skin, give it a try, okay? Try the combination oily skin. Okay, so the problem that I have is I don't think that this is a good foundation for people like me who are over the age of 35 and have dry skin, okay? Because it's a very, like, powdery, matte type of finish. So even if you're not going, like, for that dewy kind of, like, moist look, it's just a little bit too matte. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I have foundations that are like a nice satin finish. I'm not necessarily going for the dewy look, but I do have foundations that are a nice satin finish. Okay, so let me just go through. Okay, so let me go through why this was a colossal fail for me. Apart from, after the formula, like I said, the combination oily skin actually did go on much nicer than the dry did, so that was one bonus for it, okay? Starting from the top, I don't like the packaging. There's no pump, and that's probably the biggest complaint that everybody has about it. And it's quite a big opening too, so, I mean, there's lots of drugstore products that have pumps or are in squeeze tubes. The Revlon Photo Ready, which is the same price, has a pump, so there's no reason why it can't have a pump. Okay, the color NC15 is a good match for me, and it was a good match, I will say that. Fresh out of the bottle, it was a good match. I will talk more about what happened when time went on. So you can see the color of it there, but it is light, okay? It's way too light. This is medium to full coverage, and it feels like that to me. Oh, wait, the second thing is the smell. Everybody says it has a smell, and it is the smell of wet paint. So it's quite a chemically paint smell. Okay. As I said, medium to full coverage, and it feels like that. I can feel it on my face. When I put it on, it did go on. I had no issues with blending. Okay, so I'm kind of giving you the good and the bad because I think it could be a great foundation if you're younger and if your skin isn't so dry and if your skin is smoother and you're looking for that full makeup look. I think it can be a really good makeup for you. But these are just the reasons why it did not work for me and maybe why it wouldn't work for somebody else who's, you know, like in the same boat. Okay, so medium to full coverage and you can feel it. I put it on using my brush, and this is my standard way of putting on my foundation, especially something that, you know, if you have heard that it is drying, I take my brush, I spray it with either like a fix spray or with water, dab it, and I stipple it on or pounce it on, and that works because you're not rubbing and you're not bringing up any dry skin. So that worked quite well. Applying it with a damp sponge, I noticed that the first layer went on okay. When I went to add more, it like pulled the layer underneath away and it like rubbed off the whole lot, so I had to start from scratch. Applying with my fingers was okay. That's always good because it warms it up and melts it into your skin. When I first applied it, I thought, okay, yeah, this is nice. Gives a nice finish to the skin. Okay, but after wearing it, I've been wearing it all day now, and I'm going to try to zoom in a second to show you what's happened. But after wearing it for a while, I definitely feel it on my face. It's very dry. It's very mask-like. My husband even said to me when he saw me, he said, "Are you wearing more makeup than you normally do?" And I applied the same amount that I apply of any other foundation, so you can see it. Like, I can see this mask of makeup on my face. It hasn't... And it's not that it's not blended in. It's just you can see the makeup on my face because it's a heavier coverage than what I usually wear. So if you're looking for that full coverage, but it's still not full coverage to like hide everything. I think if I put it on even more, like if I applied it even more heavily, I think it would just be like totally mask-like. It does soften some of the, like the sunspots I've got and things like that. So that's good. But just overall, it feels really dry. You can see, if I can zoom in, it's all separated in here and on my chin, and it's just, like you can see it sitting on my skin. The other thing it did was it immediately rose. I've got one blemish here now, and I've got something on my jawline that it just reacted to right away. So, I mean, I can't really blame the foundation for like my skin reacting to it, but I kind of feel like it's just not, it's just awful. It's just too, it's giving me that, like, especially if I smile or if I frown or go like this, like it's not caking into lines, but like you can see it. So that's my biggest complaint is I feel like I'm definitely going to return this. I feel that it's too dry. It's not drying, like I don't feel like it's drying my face. As I said, it's not clinging to any dry patches, but it's not at one with my skin, okay? So I'm back to the drawing board with my foundations because I'm still not able to find anything that's just perfectly seamless. Now I've heard that NARS Sheer Glow is great, and I've heard that, the Makeup Forever HD is great. But I'm so afraid to go and spend, $30, $40, $50 here in Canada on a foundation and have it not work any better than these drugstore ones are. So that's kind of why I'm timid and why I stay in the drugstore. But overall, this is a really, really big fail for me. I don't know, I can't even... Just on my skin, it's not working at all. Like, I'm sure there are those of you who love it and say that it's seamless and it's beautiful and it, I will say that it has stayed all day. Like, it's definitely the same amount that I put on my face. Like, it hasn't worn away. It just doesn't look right. It's just, I look like I have a mask on and I can feel it sitting on my face. So yeah, again, this is the second time I've tried this, and it's going back. It's just not a match. And the other thing is, I don't know if you can see on my hand, but it has oxidized over time. When it first went on, it went on the right color, but then it dries pinkier. So I noticed when I first put it on, because I do my makeup in front of my mirror, or in front of my window, sorry, I am always checking, you know, for demarcation and stuff like that. And it was fine. There was no, and I was like, oh, it's a really great color match. And then after a while, like, it just kind of dries a little bit. There is a little bit of oxidization there that I definitely noticed. And gross. It's accentuating every line, every crease, every crack. Ugh, I hate it. Ugh, I gotta go wash my face and get it off me. It's horrible. So if you are over 35 and you're experiencing the same kind of problems that I am with, you know, just change in skin texture and dryness and stuff like that, I don't know if I would recommend this. But I gave it a try because it's a cult favorite, and I really wanted to give it a go. But it's not working for me. Okay, so I'm back to square one. I'm back to my boring old Dream Smooth Mousse. Anyway, okay, so that's me. That's my, like, complaint session over. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we will talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend. It's Friday.